Hey guys, Tyler here with Revvin Reviews. So today we're going to be talking about the Mercedes AMG GT4. Mercedes has released photos and things like that. They released one photo the other day, and that's why we made the video previously, but we know a lot more information now than we did back then. They released a lot of photos yesterday for me, so that would be 2 days ago for you guys, and these photos have revealed a lot of things. We thought that there was no door handles, but there are door handles. They're just flush mounted, kind of like a Tesla. But a couple of interesting things that we found out. So first off, this is going to be produced, or this prototype is made in honor of the 50th anniversary of AMG. AMG obviously has been the higher end of Mercedes. They're where Mercedes gets their higher end engines and things like that. You'll find the AMG engine also in Pagani's as well, which is quite interesting. But anyways, AMG is having their 50th anniversary this year, and this AMG GT4 is kind of in honor of that. We've seen a couple of things when it comes to exterior. Obviously, that first shot that we saw was only the back quarter panel, but now we can see so much more than that. They've given us all 360 degrees worth of photos, all the way up, all the way down. It's awesome. I love looking at those things. You can admire the car that way without actually being there. So what I did see is there's these Aero side view mirrors. So they're little cameras basically, and that being said, there's going to be a display probably that displays those whenever you turn your blinkers on. Those cameras stick out, and they are very aerodynamic looking. That's leading to less air resistance. There's also the flush door handles, like I said, similar to Tesla's. I can't tell if they pop out or not, like the original Tesla Model S did, but I would imagine that you just tap it and the door opens for you or something of that sort. There's a new grille called the Panamerica grille. Kind of interesting because this is going to be a competitor to the Porsche Panamera, so them calling the Panamerica grille, I think it's quite interesting. I don't know if they did that to jab at Porsche or what they did, but good job, Mercedes, good job. They also have carbon fiber accents on the outsides. This includes the door sills and also the rear diffuser. Yes, there is a rear diffuser on a family car. Quite interesting, but who knows? This might be able to change what's going to happen here in the next years to come when it comes to the car industry and family cars, honestly. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. There's a single exit exhaust coming straight out the rear. It's more of like a racy look, quite interesting to see, but I really like it. I like the way that it looks, and for it to be on a family car is very, very, very interesting and weird, I guess you could say. We know that the drivetrain is going to have two options initially, and maybe a third option when it gets released. We're not 100% sure about the third option, but the first option is a 2-liter inline 4. My truck is a 2.3-liter 4-cylinder. It has no power, but a 2-liter inline 4. Let's see what they can produce with that. The second option is a 3-liter twin turbo inline 6. So obviously inline 6-cylinder instead of a V6, you're having an inline 6, and it's twin turbo. So there's going to be a lot more forced induction, which they've released that it might produce anywhere between 500 and 600 horsepower, which for a family car, that's insane. I know the Porsche Panamera just got released, the newest one, and it has the option of 600 plus horsepower, almost 700 horsepower in a family car. Quite insane, unnecessary. I don't know what other words I can use to describe it, but it's not needed for a family car, but whatever. Then they also might be offering the third engine, which is a 4-liter V8, which will produce a lot more horsepower than you're going to need in a family car and a lot less gas mileage than you're going to want. This being said, for the transmission, they're using the AMG Speed Shift MCT transmission. We've seen this in a couple of the other cars that Mercedes has produced, but obviously they're taking this and putting it into the AMG GT4. There's going to be with that transmission, there's a multiple plate clutch. So obviously you have single clutch, dual clutch, automatic transmissions, things like that. And this one offers a multiple plate clutch. And then in automatic transmissions, instead of there being a pressure plate, it's a torque converter. So that converts the torque to go to the transmission. But they take out that torque converter and they put in the multiple plate clutches in place of that torque converter. So keep in mind, the competitors of this car are going to be a couple of them. So obviously, first and foremost, the first thing that we think of is the Porsche Panamera, because that's the main one. That's the one that's really taking over this industry right now. But my favorite is the Audi RS7. Now you guys might say, oh, maybe not, maybe not. My dad calls that a hatchback. It's not a hatchback. It's a regular sedan, but it does look like a hatchback kind of, but it's not. However, it is really, really, really cool, and it's extremely fast. I've never gotten to drive in one. I've gotten to sit in one, and we actually have done a video on one before. But I really do like that car. And then obviously you have the BMW M6 Grand Coupe, which is another family car that has crazy amounts of power, and that's unnecessary for anybody to drive. But on that note, I want to leave you guys with this. What do you guys think of the AMG GT4? Would you guys get an AMG GT4? I personally would rather an Audi RS7. Personally, I just like the Audi RS7 a lot better, and it has a lot of power, and that's what I like. But I'm just curious as to what your guys' thoughts on it. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Our social media accounts, they're that way today, or the survey above as well. And on that note, guys, have a great day.